now coming to India, as you very rightly said, there's a lot of difference in what kind of culture is being followed across the globe and in India. How was your experience in actually setting up your manufacturing unit in India?
Setting up. Okay. Yeah. So we sort of, me and my partner Ravi, who is also my cousin, we got into manufacturing rather than by chance actually. Because what happened was when I came back from Saudi Arabia in 2016, I was scouting for what I need to do. I knew for sure that I'm not going to work anymore because having had that freedom of working for 8 years for 5 days and 8 hours a week, I knew that, especially being in Mumbai, I didn't want to commute for 2 hours to work, all those kind of things, and I didn't want to.
Very clear that
I didn't have to work,
to that,
right?
Yeah.
So for a year, I tried dilly-dallying, but those things did not work. I tried associating with a company in Chennai, where because of the distance that didn't work out. So Ravi also by that time was sort of losing his interest in working, and so he knew that I was free, and we are very closely bonded, and we decided to set up something. And so we set up a consulting firm. Now Ravi comes with a HR background, and I come from an instrumentation engineering background in steel, petrochemicals, power, and all those. So we thought we could set up a consulting firm. We could take some projects for technical, and we could also do some HR work like sourcing or payroll, all those kind of things, which was Ravi's forte. And okay, to cut a long story short, what happened in those consulting time was over a period of time in probably 6-7 months, I suddenly got a call from Saudi from a friend of mine who asked me whether we could manufacture gauges for them, pressure gauges. Now that's an instrument item for measurement of pressure, and similarly the temperature measurements. We were not in manufacturing, but we said we could export gauges provided we manufacture it by some other firm. It's called contract manufacturing. Yeah, contract manufacturing. Yeah. And they agreed. And so we, for 5 years, were getting gauges engineered by us, but manufactured by a third party. We had identified 3 manufacturers in India. And the orders were coming in from Saudi. The end product was going to Saudi Aramco. And so we were for 5 years doing this setup. Now, the particular end user was Aramco, but the supplier from Saudi, they one day asked us, now you are having 3 different contract manufacturers, to have a better control over delivery, to have better control over quality, why don't you people start manufacturing? So with that background, we decided, okay, why not? And that's how in 2022, we decided to set up a manufacturing unit in Vapi. So that's why I said by chance.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, so once we needed to set up a manufacturing, that too we knew gauges were the manufacturing, the product that we needed to manufacture. We were scouting for land. I mean, we were scouting for a gala or a shop where we could put up the equipments for manufacture. We tried different things. We wanted, because we were living in Mumbai, we wanted to look out in nearby Mumbai. So there was Taloja that we could look at. There was Ambernath that we could look up. There would be Mape that we could look up. And then we also saw that one of the companies that were supporting us for gauges earlier was based out of Vapi. Okay. So we also went there to look out. And the ecosystem that is required. We found Vapi to be a perfect ecosystem because there were 3-4 gauges manufacturing units there. There was skilled manpower there. Raw materials that were required could be easily accessed from Vapi. And Vapi was also closer to Mumbai or Ahmedabad or all these ports where it needed to go.
Access to various ports.
Yes, and manpower was also
manpower.
One very interesting, another thing was the ease of setting up the unit.
That was very important. Yes, that's needed.
Not only with respect to licenses or all those things, but also with respect to the cost of production. Right? Compared to costs in Mumbai or compared to costs in other places that we saw, Vapi was the ideal fit. And we found out a place where we could get the best raw materials, the best manpower, and also at a cheaper cost. So we finally ended up in Vapi as the source. So once we identify that, we got the right manpower, We started getting raw materials and slowly orders started coming in. So, I mean, you were asking about how did we set up manufacturing? This is probably the way we started off. But then there are a lot of lessons that I learned over that period because now it has been 2 years.
Correct.
In manufacturing, one very important thing is, see, you need raw material, you need manpower, you need also the capital, right? You need money to run the run the industry.
Absolutely.
So, what exactly happened was, I mean, and still happening, and this major challenge is the cash flow or the working capital that is required always. So the raw materials you need to buy and you have to pay upfront, but the finished product that goes to the end user, invariably they have 30 or 60 days as a credit period. Right? And suddenly if you get a big order, say you need to make 1,000 gauges a month, so which means the raw materials cost itself can go up to 20 to 25 lakh rupees. How do I manage that? So that is where the banks come in. But then the banks, when I notice that as like India is having a very favorable disposition towards MSMEs, still there are challenges.
Yes, there are.
So, I mean, here I'm a startup. When I go to a bank, the bank needs at least a 3-year, financials, all those things. So you are stuck, and that is where the challenges begin. And then we start looking out for private financing, and then the interest rates go up. And we have to be absolutely, and that is where the challenge I feel as a manufacturer, that how do we balance out all these things? That is the challenge even now. That's the daily thought process that keeps on going in both Ravi's and my mind, even to the day. So this is in short probably how the manufacturing unfolded for us.
For us, yeah.